Bombshell Gooners! Barcelona are ready to make a bid for a £45 million Arsenal star this summer. And this could be a major problem. But that's not all. The latest Yan Diomande transfer update is creating a domino effect on Arsenal's attacking plans, potentially changing our entire transfer strategy. Plus the latest on Jurrien Timber's fitness ahead of the Champions League final, and Paul Merson's risky lineup recommendation. If you want all the crucial details as we prepare for European glory on Saturday, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and without further delay, let's dive into today's top Arsenal stories. Let's jump straight into the first story because FC Barcelona are strongly considering a move to sign Arsenal defender Piero Hincapié this summer, and this could complicate our plans. Arsenal will pay £45 million to sign Hincapié permanently this summer following his hugely successful loan spell from Bayer Leverkusen. The Ecuadorian defender has enjoyed a very strong debut season in the Premier League and played a key role in helping the Gunners win the league. But Barcelona are now keen to bring him to La Liga, with the Spanish champions thinking about testing the waters to sign him. That's a serious threat to Arsenal's plans. According to the Daily Mail, Barcelona are ready to make a move for Hincapié this summer. The 23-year-old is very happy at the Emirates Stadium. However, the Catalan giants are ready to try to make a move for him anyway. Deco, Barcelona's sporting director, is fully aware that a move for Hincapié will be very tricky to pull off, but the Spanish club plan to give it a go to bring him to the Camp Nou. The Gunners are very likely to make the deal for the defender permanent this summer, given how important he has been for them all season. Arsenal agreed a £45 million deal with Leverkusen last summer, and now the defender is likely worth well in excess of that fee after his brilliant performances. Hincapié has made 40 appearances for the Gunners in all competitions and could end up winning the Premier League and Champions League in his first season. That's an incredible achievement. There is surely very little chance that the defender would want to leave North London now, considering how good he's been under Mikel Arteta. He's competing with Ricardo Calafiori for the left-back spot and is likely to start the Champions League final on the bench. But leaving now would be crazy for him. Arsenal look primed to take over European football for the foreseeable future, so Hincapié wanting to give that up so soon seems highly unlikely. He'll probably stay put. Now let's talk about Yan Diomande, because the latest transfer update concerning the young winger will create a ripple effect which impacts Arsenal's summer plans in a massive way. As per the Mirror, RB Leipzig are determined to keep the 19-year-old winger, despite significant interest from Liverpool and PSG. Leipzig's chief executive Oliver Mintzlaff made it absolutely clear last week they are not interested in selling him. Mintzlaff told Sky Germany, "If I were sporting director, I wouldn't sell this young player who hasn't even completed a full season with us yet, regardless of the asking price. I can only advise the management to keep this player with us for the coming year as well." This stance complicates matters for Arsenal's Champions League final opponents, PSG, who had been eyeing Diomande as a potential replacement for Bradley Barcola. With Leipzig unwilling to sell, PSG's plans to offload Barcola, who has just 2 years remaining on his contract at the Parc des Princes, may now be put on hold. That's crucial information for Arsenal. Barcola has been on the Gunners' radar as a potential left-wing addition this summer, and PSG's willingness to sell was contingent on landing Diomande as a replacement. If PSG can't sign Diomande, they might hold on to Barcola. If that avenue is now blocked, Arsenal's pursuit of the Frenchman becomes considerably more complicated. It could derail the deal entirely. Arsenal's need for a left winger this season is no secret. Gabriel Martinelli is expected to leave, and Mikel Arteta will want to upgrade that position with an elite quality replacement. Diomande himself had been on Arsenal's radar, but Leipzig's hardline stance effectively rules that route out for now. With Anthony Gordon heading to Barcelona and Marcus Rashford's future unresolved, the left-wing market is becoming rather congested. Barcola remains perhaps the most exciting option available, but Arsenal may need PSG to find an alternative route to replacing him before any deal can progress. Arteta may have pivoted his thinking as a result. Morgan Rogers has emerged as a primary target, with Arteta reportedly leading the pursuit personally. Rogers is capable of playing centrally or wide, which could open up tactical possibilities of bringing him in as the number 10 and shifting Eberechi Eze out to the left. It would solve multiple problems in one move, and given Rodgers' excitement at joining, it may yet prove to be the perfect solution. Now let's talk about Jurrien Timber, because there's a crucial fitness update ahead of the Champions League final that could determine how we line up against PSG. Mikel Arteta has had Arsenal working very hard in training since Tuesday, in the build-up to the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. On Sunday, the Gunners lifted their first Premier League title in 22 years, marking a historic moment. There had been some concern that Arsenal were still celebrating their Premier League title win too much, but that has certainly not been the case. Arsenal have had full focus since Tuesday on the massive game at the weekend. According to Hand of Arsenal, Arsenal have been fully focused on Champions League final preparations since Tuesday. Mikel Arteta has ensured that the players have been training hard and are fully focused on the game against PSG. The Gunners are very well prepared for the prospect of facing the defending European champions, having been working towards the game for the last 10 days. Jurrien Timber completed a full training session on Wednesday, and it is believed that he felt good yesterday, which could be absolutely key for the final. There will be a final session later before Arteta and his coaching staff make a decision on whether he will feature. The Arsenal boss is due to speak to the press on Thursday evening and will likely provide a further update on the Dutch defender then. This is going to be a massive call for Arteta. Timber's absence has been a huge blow for Arsenal in recent weeks. The Dutchman has been one of the best fullbacks in Europe this season and offers Arteta a level of aggression, athleticism and composure that very few defenders possess. Timber's ability in one-on-one situations is especially important, which is why so many Arsenal fans are desperate for him to return in time for the final. That challenge becomes even bigger when you consider who he could be facing in Budapest, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Now let's talk about Paul Merson's advice, because the Arsenal legend believes we must take a risky selection decision with Timber, but it could seriously backfire. Merson says Arsenal must start Jurrien Timber against PSG, even if he is only half fit. The former Arsenal star believes the risk is worth taking because of how important he is against Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is arguably the most dangerous winger in world football on his day. His dribbling, explosiveness and unpredictability make him a nightmare to defend against for any fullback. Because of that, Paul Merson believes Arteta simply has to risk Timber if there is even a slight chance he can play. Speaking on the Good, the Bad and the Football podcast, Merson said, "I think Jurrien Timber has to play. There's talk that he will be fit. He's got to play, even if he's half fit. I would take a chance on him because he has to play in that game." But here's the problem. Starting an unfit Jurrien Timber against Kvicha Kvaratskhelia could backfire badly. 2 months without competitive football is an enormous amount of time, especially before a game of this magnitude. If Timber is even slightly off the pace physically or mentally, PSG will target him relentlessly through Kvaratskhelia. That's tactical football 101. That's why Arsenal cannot allow emotion to cloud their judgment before the final. It's a tough decision Arteta has to make. The good news for Arteta is that Christian Mosquera has proven throughout the season that he is more than capable of filling in at right back when needed. So while a fully fit Timber should absolutely start, Arsenal should not force him into the side unless he is genuinely ready to handle the pressure of facing one of the world's best wingers in the biggest match of the season. Alright Gooners, that's all the massive news as we prepare for the greatest night in Arsenal history. Now I want to hear from you. Should Arteta risk Timber if he's not fully fit? Is Morgan Rogers a better option than Barcola now? And how confident are you about Saturday's final? Drop all your thoughts in the comments right now. I read every single comment and your energy is incredible. Let's get a proper discussion going. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want every Arsenal update throughout the final, you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button immediately. Smash it right now and turn on notifications. Until next time, Gooners, believe in this team and come on you Gunners, let's win the Champions League.